lot of new activity on the Cuyahoga River and the inner harbor of Lake Erie. This is Dude. Say hi, Dude. Dude is 6'1", 190 pounds, and loves to be outdoors. This is what Dude will meet on the water in Cleveland. Stand-up paddleboards, kayaks and canoes, jet skis, small rowing boats, small safety boats, big rowing boats, pleasure boats, law enforcement vessels, dragon boats, sailing and charter boats, large touring vessels like the Good Time 3 and the Nautica Queen, small freighters and tugs, large freighters and a tug or two, and some fish. It's a lot. Some freighters are longer than the terminal tower is tall, and they navigate exceptionally tight turns. We need to stay safe.
The Cuyahoga River and Cleveland Harbor are great waterways, and more people than ever are beginning to use them. You should realize that everyone has to share the waterways safely, and some waterway users are more vulnerable than others.
Human-powered craft and machine-powered craft need to look out for each other and follow the rules of the road on the river and on the lakefront. You should absolutely know a set of safety guidelines specific to the Cuyahoga River and the Cleveland Harbor before you go out pertaining to your vessel. If you're part of an organization, ensure that you know their safety procedures. It's the right-hand rule on the Cuyahoga River. Know the passing zones and what rules you should follow to stay safe while you are boating.
Human-powered craft are vulnerable to big boats and collisions with other recreational users. People should know where the freighters are and stay clear, as well as avoid collision with one another. There are some great maritime traffic mobile apps that allow you to see where most of the large vessels are. Search for marine traffic to download one. The freighters and Coast Guard are the most knowledgeable about what's going on traffic-wise, but they need recreational users to give them room to operate and promote safety.
Cleveland Harbor and the lower Cuyahoga River are federal navigation channels and as such have specific rules of the road and safety requirements. All recreational boaters, including and especially paddlecraft, should follow these rules through the Ohio Department of Natural Resources Ohio Boat Operators Guide, available free online or in hard copy by request. Better yet, take a boating safety course from the Ohio Department of Natural Resources, the United States Coast Guard Auxiliary, or the United States Power Squadrons. Boating is fun. Come join us on the Cuyahoga River and know before you go.
It takes almost as much training and education to become a freighter pilot as it does to become a surgeon. And in Cleveland, the harbor and river can be serious challenges even to the most experienced pilots. Even from the pilot house of a passenger vessel like the Nautica Queen or the Good Time 3, kayakers like these put themselves in life-threatening situations by getting too close. The moving water and displacement from large freighters and tugboats can be even more dangerous to a recreational user who puts themselves in harm's way. Boaters should be aware of freighters' bow and stern thrusters that could pose a danger to safe navigation of smaller vessels. All users should listen to the river and become familiar with the sounds of bridges opening, freighters, and other vessels.
Being too close to the thrusters of a freighter can be deadly. Propeller and thruster wash can capsize a boat or push you into a hazardous location. And if you get too close, air bubbles can make you go underwater and sink.
The pilots of freighters do a great job timing bridges and turns, but they must concentrate on navigating their vessel. If it's an emergency, Channel 16 can be used to communicate with them. Otherwise, it's best to know where the freighters are and to give them a wide berth. If you are operating a recreational, human-powered craft in Cleveland, you should be a proficient paddler or boater, have a personal flotation device, know your organization's safety rules, use your marine radio in case of an emergency, monitor your marine traffic application, and finally, be smart and respectful of each other. Pleasure craft and jet skis should take extra care to yield and not throw wake that could hurt or capsize human-powered craft or come too close to moving freighters. Stay to the right side of the river if you're in a rowing boat, kayak, canoe, or pleasure craft. You must know how to operate in case of a freighter before you go and how to maneuver around other vessels you encounter. Ask your organization for training.
It's everyone's responsibility to stay safe. Never be on or near a turn in the river as a freighter passes. Bow and stern thrusters are frequently used when a freighter navigates a river bend and pose a serious hazard to small craft.
Just like on the highway, if you see law enforcement moving on the water, especially with lights and sirens, stay clear and slow speed if you're near. Coast Guard vessels often need to react quickly. Be cautious of their operation and avoid impeding them whenever safe and practicable.
We love Cleveland and getting outside. We hope that you can join us in all of the great activities on the waterfront. Be courteous, yield, and stay safe in our harbor and river. Make sure you know before you go.